This is going to be a look at the TRX6 ProScale light system along with the Hobbywing Fusion motor and the Reefs Raw500 Special Edition Operation 11 Charlie servo. The other thing that this will also include is how do I power the lights through the Traxxas lighting system, and am still able to use their app to control everything. So we've got the ProScale lighting controller up there on the side of the body. Then we've got the power module there on the driver's side of the vehicle. And then what I've done for power is I've taken the JST connection, and then my TrickRC makes an adapter. The newer one is more integrated, looks more like that with shrink wrap. And then I'm able to plug the balance connector in to power that. And then of course the battery connection. This kit does require 2 pieces, so you end up, well, 3. You have an install kit. One other thing I've done is I lighted this to be a little bit less chrome, so I muted that along with the roll bar. So I will plug this thing in and get it started. Again, you have a nice beefy connector there for the light module, and remote is on. So I'll plug the battery in. I will plug the balance connector in, which will give my lights power, and then turn it on. See if we get connection. All right, and we've got connection. So with that, you can slide the body back on here, but you can control your low beam headlights, your high beams, which have to be on if the lows are off. That's just a configuration you can set up. You can go back to low. The aux low light is currently for the visor. You can move that into a high beam, and then you have like always on, like your running lights. You can set what you want your low beams to be, and then what you want your high beams to be. And you just come over here and hit edit, and then it gives you each of your various functions. So if you just want to press test, your low beams work, high beams work, aux low, the auxiliary, aux high, your parking lights, brake lights, daytime running light mode, and that's where I actually have my crawling lights plugged into, and then reverse lights. So here we have the daytime running lights on, and then on the app you can simply go over and hit lights, and you can either have 3 sets of programs, or you can toggle them individually. Your low beams, your high beams. Aux light low for me is the roof lights. Then high, you can hit edit, and then you can go in and look at all of your lights. So we have test your low beams, test your high beams, aux low, aux high. You can hit the parking lights, and then turn around and do the brake lights. And then what this does is you can decide when 1, 2, or 3, which ones come on. So when the high beams are on 3, you also have your low beams, your aux low, aux high, and your parking lights. And then if you want to show it on the panel, you can just hit the toggle, save changes, and now parking lights are part of the scheme. And then here's your different settings for 1, 2, 3. There's your always on. And you can adjust those as needed. And then turn this around, see the same thing on the back. If we go back into the edit mode, and then we can test our parking lights, test the brake lights. So dim, bright, test your daytime running lights, and that's actually on my crawling lights. And then reverse light. I need to get the body moved up just a little bit. And so that's all of that. And then it has all the functionality. I've got the tires off so that I can do this test easily, and it'll stay blinking until you go. And then it clicks off. But if you're driving, they don't come on. It's only after you've been stopped. You can go, and then once you go and release the steering, it pops off. And then hit my backup. Don't know why it's not working. I'll probably go back. There we go. So I'm going, stop, back up. If you're going, you hit the brakes, it does that. And that is the TRX6 lights. There are other options if you want to go into flasher mode. You press the setting on the vehicle, but that is what's going on with the lights. So again, you get your turn signal there, so it does all three, front, back, and then as soon as you go, it stops. Well, take those and just take those off for a little bit. Leave my rock lights on. They are one of my favorite parts. I need to flip that around there. So as I mentioned, I have the Operation 11 Charlie Reefs Raw500 steering servo in there. Plenty of power. I added the Hobby Wing Fusion. I think that's the 1800 kV, so a little underpowered, but for what I do with this vehicle, it's fine. And there's a better shot of that JST to balance adapter. So yeah, there's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 lights on this for maximum lighting power, and there they are. They all work well. It's a fun truck. Let me know if you have any questions.